Hello. This is my first video, so I'm kind of going to be a little bit nervous, but I decided I wanted to kind of make a YouTube channel doing speed builds. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but if you watch speed builds, you know who I'm talking about. But there's this YouTuber called Jessica Pie. I'm so sorry, I'm probably butchering that, but she does really good speed builds, and it really inspired me to kind of come on here and do my own speed builds. I know a lot of speed builds that have voiceovers sometimes do a lot better, so I'm very nervous doing this. I've never done anything like this before, but I figured might as well give it a shot. So we are building in Windenburg. I'm not quite sure what lot this is on, but it says right there at the top that I cannot pronounce that. I'm not even going to try. But this is a 30 by 40 lot, and I decided I want to do something with daisies, like the flower, the daisy. I just thought it was really pretty with the whites and the yellows, and a bit of green put in there. So you'll see here I'm kind of doing another like rock formation. I go and do it a little bit later, but I wanted to put the house kind of on a hill. So I have it up on a hill and then the stairs leading up to the porch. Right here you'll see a little bit later I put some rocks in, but I wanted to kind of make a pretty rock wall. And then here I'm kind of just doing some landscaping and trying to get the driveway in and making everything look pretty, nothing clipping. I will say the trees were a pain in the butt because I always try to match the trees with the land around me. Like in Windenburg, there's some nice trees in Windenburg, but debug menu is super hard to like manage, and it's really hard to find things in debug. You have to really sit and like search through debug to even find like one good thing. And a lot of the trees that you find that are out in different worlds are usually debug trees. You can't buy them from the regular store. You have to go through debug to get them. But here I'm doing the porch. I ended up finding like the perfect trees to use, that like white petal, the white flower tree. I don't know what tree is that called, but I think it's from debug. Yeah, right here, I kind of deleted these. I didn't really like the way it looked, and I decided to use the rocks on the wall instead. I end up going in with this like railing thing. Do you know how people have the what is it called? I can't remember the name of it, but where they have the flowers up front and they have like, yeah, the little square thing that's like filling in the flowers, and they have the mulch. I really loved the way that looked on some houses, so I tried to put it in this build. I wanted to have some hedges and some daisies, obviously a lot of daisies. I end up putting a pretty hefty amount of white flowers everywhere. I do just want to say I absolutely love the way this build turned out. I would definitely use this build if I had a family this big. I think this house is for, I think I put a parent's bedroom and then an infant and a child upstairs. So about a four sim household. I'm not really much to play with big families. I kind of stick with like single sim challenges, like the Not So Berry challenge and the widow challenge, like all those challenges where you start off with one sim. I kind of tend to do those challenges more just because I find the gameplay a lot funner. Right here, I changed it up a little bit. I decided to do a dirt path, but I definitely wanted the driveway to be leading up into the porch. Now the roof on this house was extremely difficult. I kept like changing it and going back and forth. I am still learning how to build, and the roofs, obviously everyone knows the roofing is like one of the hardest things on a build. They clip, and it's really difficult to get it to look nice. But I ended up coming out with something I really enjoyed. I like the way it looks. It did have some clipping later on that I did fix. Oh yeah, here I go with the rocks. I loved the way this turned out. It was very tedious and took a lot of time, but I feel like the more time you take on a build, the better it comes out. So I wanted to definitely take my time on it. Also, oh my gosh, nobody tells you how long this freaking takes, especially with the voiceover that I'm doing now. Like, I think I got 8 hours of filming and I squished it into 42 minutes. Obviously, there's a little bit more time because of screenshots at the end, but for the most part, it was about 8 hours of filming cut into a little tiny video. But it took about 2 days to build. Yeah, oh my god, I just love the way that looks. Isn't that so pretty? And I tried to do it like all the way around, but oh my god, I could not. It was so many rocks and they kept clipping, and it was hard to put them in spaces so they weren't floating. I ended up figuring it out right here, but yeah, I do some more training and I get it well enough to where I can put the rocks down so they're not floating. Anyways, yeah, these take so long and I was not expecting this. I started out on TikTok. I've got around 1,000 followers on TikTok, but the editing is pretty easy. I mean, they're like minute-long videos, and I mainly do like stories on there, and I do some builds on there. I do a bunch of other stuff on there related to Sims content. I do some other content too, but I mainly focus around Sims. Oh yeah, here, I loved the way this looked. I don't know where I got this from. I think it was from another speed build, but do you know how people mow their lawns and they have like the lines going across their lawns? I thought it looked so nice, and I wanted to have it like on the top of the hill, like only in their yard, and then going down the rock path, you won't have it anymore, obviously, because that's where they stopped mowing. But I went crazy with these little fences because I wanted it to like be lined up perfectly. But anyway, since this is my first video, I kind of wanted to come on here and just kind of explain a little bit about myself. My name is Allie. My first name is Alyssa, but I like to go by Allie, but whatever y'all want to call me, it's up to you guys. Oh yes, oh my gosh, here's these white roses. Well, not roses, what are they called? Daisies. I don't even think those are the daisies. I put the daisies in a little bit later. But anyways, yeah, my name's Allie. I'm 22 years old. I've always loved The Sims, but I never decided to make content with The Sims until like December, I think is when I started. So almost a year, half a year. Yeah, I play a lot of games. I play The Sims mostly. Just because there's so much to do in The Sims. Like, there's so many different ways to play the game. It makes it so much fun. Like, you can just choose what you want to do, and then bam, it's a completely different game in the same game. But I play a lot of The Sims. I play Skyrim. If anybody knows that game, Skyrim, it's a pretty popular game, but let me know. What else do I play? I'm not really sure what else I play. I don't really play that many games. Oh yeah, Stardew. Anything cozy that I can sit down and play for like hours. Oh, I just now started Life is Strange. I'm on I'm on episode 2, I think. Like, just now started episode 2. So I'm still pretty early into the game. It's gonna take me a while to get done with the game because I'm super ADHD and I moved games to games every single night, and I can't ever focus on one game and finish it. If anybody else is like that, let me know, because it's a struggle. Oh my god, I hate debug. I despise it, but the stuff in debug is really good for building, especially like terrains and stuff. There's a bunch of different cool terrains, stuff that you can use in debug. I just love the way that lawn looks, oh my gosh. But yeah, I kind of decided to put the cars like run down, and it's kind of like a dirt driveway, I guess, with the grass growing around the tires. And I struggled with the color pattern that I wanted to do. I ended up doing a red door, as you see here, but I really struggled because I didn't know if I wanted to do an accent color. I decided red to be my accent color with the door, but I mainly stuck with like a bunch of yellows and a bunch of whites and greens. So I was stuck trying to figure out which wall paint I wanted for the exterior. As you can see, I kind of go back and forth between like different ones. But I decided to do like the one part, I don't know what that's called, like with exterior design, but how they have the rocks on the outside and then on the inside they have the paneling. I went in with a dark roof and some black windows to kind of give contrast, but I tried here to do a kind of greenhouse side room, obviously like a sunroom, I think that's what it's called. It did not work out that way because I couldn't get it to look the way I wanted it to. So I ended up just going in with some big giant windows, and I made that an office a little bit later. Yeah, here I am with the roof. The roof was a little tricky as well because I could not figure out the kind of pattern I wanted, but I ended up just going with the one that I chose there. There's that dirt path that I ended up changing, you see there. But I really enjoyed this house. It looks so pretty on the outside with like the white flowers and everything. I have a really bad habit of doing the front, like doing everything on the front and then neglecting the back of the house. So you'll notice I stick to the front, and then a little bit later on I do the backyard. Over here I'm kind of just doing the porch. I struggle a lot with which paints I want to use and like what I want to use. I really struggle with that, and I need to stop. I don't really build that much in Windenburg, so this was definitely a nice change. I did not base it off of the other buildings around in Windenburg. I'm not really a fan of that type of architecture. I'm not really sure what you would call this type of architecture. I guess suburban. I guess that's the best way to put it, suburban. Oh my gosh, these planters outside. I think I found them from Debug. Actually, no, yeah, and the roof trim. They're like a roof trim thing, but they worked so well with the flower pots or like the planters outside, so I changed them to that. And now here you see me working on that backyard. I was neglecting the backyard. I really did not want to do the backyard because I had no idea of what I wanted to do with it. I ended up coming out with something okay. I'm not super proud of it, but I put kind of like a trellis outside, if you know what those are, with the leaves hanging on top, and it's kind of just like a little, oh god, I can't even explain what they are. If you look up a trellis, or if you keep watching, you'll see what it is, but they look so pretty, and so I decided I wanted to add one of those. I wish The Sims 4 had dog houses. Like, I know The Sims 3 has dog houses, and The Sims 3 actually has a lot revolving around pets, but Sims 4 kind of lacked on that, really heavy. Like, they did good with like the casts with the pets, but with the build mode, there is nothing to do with any pets. Like, you would get some stuff with horses, but with like the dogs, there's like one toy for a dog, and then the toy box, and like one bed. Like, there is nothing for the pets in this game. I love The Sims 3. If The Sims 3 had, or The Sims 4 had the same gameplay as The Sims 3, there would be so many happy simmers out there playing The Sims 4. Gameplay just lacks. It really does lack. Oh yeah, here I am doing the backyard with like the little rock wall. I go in and add the trellis a little bit later, but I wanted to clutter up the grass and make it look lived in. I love making my builds look lived in, if that makes any sense at all. Like, I like to have clutter, and I like to have like a coffee pot or something on the counter, and like the mugs on the tables with like the stains on them. Like, I love the builds that look like they're lived in, like played in. I don't know why, I just love it. I think it looks more homey. Yeah, here I am with the white flowers. I love those flowers in that build. Yeah, I struggled with this backyard. I really did not know what I wanted to do. I kind of followed in with you'll see I put a little bit later, I followed in with the lawn. I put the lawn lines in it. I don't know what those are called, but yeah, you know what I mean. Here I am with the trellis. The trellis was kind of hard to do. You have to like do the trims on the roof, and then obviously delete the roof and then take off the platform, but I ended up making it look pretty good. I put a fireplace underneath, and I put I think it was a flower arrangement table under there. I can't remember exactly which one I put, but I think it was a flower arranging. So you have a little bit of hobbies and stuff that your sim can do in this build, and like we have the beekeeper thing outside, whatever that's called. I wanted to add something with like the dogs, but obviously there's no freaking doghouse, and a doghouse would have been perfect back in this backyard. I would have put it right where the plants are, but there is no doghouse. Unless you get CC, but I don't want to have to put CC in a build because then people can't download it off the gallery, and it just makes it a huge hassle. Maybe I will do a CC build, but I'm not for now. I'm gonna stick with like base game and like the game content instead of CC content. I just think it'll look a lot better that way. But yeah, here I am with the more terrain paint and trying to make it look lived in and look like it was freshly mowed, and yeah, the backyard turned out pretty cute. I mean, I was happy with how it came out, but I was struggling a lot with what to do with it, but I think it turned out pretty well. Next you'll see me go in with kind of the porch stuff. I wanted to add like some chairs and obviously like planter boxes everywhere, because I like to think that the person who lives here, I guess the mom, is really big into planting. Like the flower arrangement table and the plants and all the daisies everywhere and the planter boxes. I just think she's the type of person that loves gardening. I don't really have a hobby for the dad. I guess he can work on, I put something in the office, so I guess that's one of his hobbies, but there's quite a bit of hobby things, I don't know what they're called, hobby things in this house, so that your sim can have like skills and stuff, skill building, but not that anyone's gonna download this build anyways, because this is my first video and I doubt there's gonna be really hardly anyone watching this. So I'm kind of just talking to myself and I'm trying to think of things to say. This is very hard. Nobody ever mentions how hard this is to do voiceovers. Oh yeah, here I am adding the trellis, the things under the trellis. I put the fireplace, oh my gosh, gosh, I can't speak today. I put the fire pit down there with some chairs. I could not figure out which couch I wanted, which bothered me a lot. I really struggled with that. I struggled with a lot of things in this build actually, but the chairs outside I definitely did struggle with. Because I didn't know if I wanted something modern looking or something like, kind of like run down, like I put like the foldable chairs out there, but I think I took those out and put like wooden chairs. But yeah, we have a bunch of planter boxes everywhere. I kind of went really crazy with the planter boxes. I think I deleted a couple of those and put the flowering arrangement table, but I love the way it turned out because I put a lot of plants in any build that has plants, or just oh my gosh, makes it look 10 times better with plants. Like, you can get a really horrible build and then add plants to it on the outside and make it look run down and gross, and oh my god, it looks so good. But that's just me. I'm just a plant lover. Oh yeah, here's the plants on top of the trellis. I thought it looked so good. So good. When am I doing the interior? I really spent so much time doing this exterior. I need to move to the interior. I added the little kids playground thingy, whatever it's called, the monkey bars. Yeah, monkey bars. I hated monkey bars when I was a kid. I would always, I was the kid that didn't know how to use the monkey bars in elementary school, so everyone would be using the monkey bars and I would be the only one sitting off onto the side just wishing I was playing with them. But yeah, I added some cute little fairy lights to the trellis, and I put a little gnome and a bird bath outside too. I thought it looked a little cute with the little gnome. I love putting gnomes in my builds, kind of just like hiding, not only gnomes, but other things in my builds. I love to put like the same exact thing in every build to kind of hide it and make it unique, I guess. Just like a little hide and seek game. But yeah, here I am finishing up the backyard. The backyard was so hard for me to do. I did not know what I wanted to do with it. But it came out good. I liked it. And I'm putting some lights in and just getting everything on the exterior done. The exterior took about 4 hours to do. Obviously, it's cut into a small little video. Like, it did take about 4 hours to do, and it was a lot of work. I like to be very precise with my builds. Like, for example, if I'm trying to find like a light, I go through every single light to try to find the one that I like best. So it does take up a lot of time because I go through every single individual item. I don't kind of just look at one item and be like, oh, that's it. I go between different items to find the one I like, but that does tend to take a lot longer in builds. But that's just the way I do it, and I think it turns out good. I like to be very precise. I like to be OCD with my builds, trying to pay attention to detail and using clutter to do that, and anything to do with plants I love. But and if anyone has any advice on how to do these types of builds, like the voiceovers, like if anybody does voiceovers, I would love advice on how you can continue talking and not get brain fog, because I am getting serious brain fog and I'm trying to find things to talk about, and it's very hard to find things to talk about. I'm not off a script. I don't like script. I feel like scripting videos just make you sound like a robot, and that's not very entertaining for people if you sound like a robot. Anyway, so here I am doing the interior. The interior, I'm not very good at doing interiors. I kind of suck at it. I'm not good with color schemes, and like, for example, like a modern build, like I kind of do a mix of different types of like decorating styles. Like I like to do like a modern chair, and then I'll add like some clutter and like wooden objects, just stuff that's not modern, and then there'll be like modern stuff like clashed into it. I struggle with that a lot, and I'm not very good at doing interiors. I don't know, you can give me your opinion on the interior of this build, but I stuck with like a yellow color theme, yellow and orange. And then obviously some rooms have like some different side colors, like blue I put in the bedroom and pink I put in the kids' room and stuff like that. But I really struggled with this living room. I did not know how I wanted to do it. I ended up moving that door you see there, and I moved it over to a different room to make the different room a kitchen. But I was having so much trouble doing this. Anyways, the family that lives here, I did mention, is two parents and two kids, a infant child and a regular child. Both are girls, because it's very pink bedroom, very pink and yellow. But I finally figured out, I got the little click in my brain to tell me what I wanted to do for the living room. So you can see here I'm about to move the door over to try to situate it a little bit better, but I love the colors that I came out with. I was struggling to figure out which kind of color theme I wanted. At this point, I was messing around with the colors of the couches. That's kind of what I do. I like to use the couch to use the living room, basically, because I started the living room. I like to use the living room to decide what color I wanted the entire house. So like whatever color swatches I have on the couches, I use that to depict the rest of my build. I don't know if other people do the same thing or if they already have like a color palette set, but I work as I go and I had no idea what I wanted to do. So you can see me kind of going back and forth a lot with different colors and stuff. The lighting was also tricky in this too, because I like warm lighting. I don't like cool lighting. I always like to have like the orange color on the lamps and stuff like that. And I like to dim the overhead lights to kind of not have it as bright, because in these screenshots I have it super, super bright and I did not mean to have it that bright. But usually I try to tone down the brightness in this game because sometimes it can get really bad, but yeah, here you see me moving the door over and trying to figure out the living room and how I wanted it. And I ended up coming out with something I really enjoyed. The paintings in this were actually really tricky to figure out. I had to go onto the gallery and find some wall art, and I used those ones, which was actually pretty nice. But if you ever don't like the paintings in this game, because sometimes there's not really good art in this game, there's only like a few good ones, and the gallery is really good for paintings and stuff. You just go and look up the gallery, you just go and look up the paintings, like wall art and stuff, and there's some pretty good ones on there. It really helps out the build. But yeah, now I'm just working on the little hallway. This build was really, really hard to decorate, I will admit. Like, it was crammed, but it wasn't crammed at the same time. Like, there was a lot of space, but not a lot. If that makes any sense at all. If anybody builds in The Sims, you would understand me when I say that. So this was very hard to decorate, and me liking clutter, I like to fill every corner of every space that I can to make it look lived in, obviously. So like I put some candles around. I love those candles. That's probably one of my favorite items in the game, is the little candles. Anything with light. I love light in this game. It just brings a mood and it makes it nice and cozy. So here we go. I end up moving, of course, like I mentioned, I move that bedroom door over to the other room and I turn that into the kitchen, because I realized the back door was out that way and it wouldn't have made sense if it was in a bedroom. So I moved it over and it made it a lot easier for me to situate where to put things. But yeah, I'm just finishing up the hallway here. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I was very scared to decorate it because I didn't think it would turn out very good, but I ended up figuring out what I wanted to do. And I loved the idea of putting things on the doors. Like I put a little calendar on the bathroom door. I just think that's like homey and accurate that's realistic. That's the word I'm looking for. It's very realistic. I will be so real with you guys. I think I've gotten a lot better at building in the past year that I've been creating content, because I do builds for TikTok and I post it on there, and I have progressed a lot and I've learned a lot of tricks on how to build correctly and stuff like that. I watch a ton of videos. That's my advice for you. Watch a ton of videos, because there's a lot of tips and tricks that you can do, with debug. There's a lot of cute little tricks that you can do with the exterior and sometimes even the interior. People have really creative ideas with I stuff like that. It's really cool. Just go check it out. But I feel like I've gotten a lot better at building, and I don't have a lot of confidence in interior building. Obviously, as you can tell, I struggle with that a lot, but I am getting better at it, and let me know what y'all think about this build. I was very excited about it. It took me a very long time to get this build out, but I'm finally glad that I'm just getting the voiceover done, and I can go ahead and call it a day. But yeah, here you see me putting these paintings in the bedroom, or not the bedroom, the house. I found some really cute ones on there and I loved them. They were like landscaping paintings, so I tried to use those and it turned out really well. I do strictly play with CC, like on my Sims, of course, but gameplay wise, I have a few mods. I have an MC Command Center, which is a really helpful mod. What else do I have? I've got a bunch of other mods, the cheats mod or whatever it is. Some of them are really useful, but that's pretty much the only gameplay mods I have, besides some small ones like animations and stuff like that. But for the most part, I keep my builds CC free, so that way you're able to download them and that way you're able to play in them, and you don't have to go through a whole downloading of CC just to even place the lot down. But yeah, I like CC. I really enjoy it. I did have build CC for a good while. I was playing with build CC for a minute, but I just didn't like it. It was a lot different than like Maxis Match. I love Maxis Match. Like when I go CC shopping for my Sims, I always get Maxis Match. Oh, you'll see here, completely off topic, I moved the kitchen. I had to remove it and delete it because it was unnecessary content. It was like 10 minutes of stuff that would have been unnecessary, but I put the kitchen in the wrong room and I did move it over. So that's the new room that it's in now, and I think it was a much better choice to put it in this room instead of the other one. I love the way it turned out. I have a lot of yellows in there. I will admit there is a lot of yellows and there's a lot of orange. I kind of went a little overboard on the yellow, but it's a daisy build. I mean, daisies are yellow, come on now. I had to do yellow. And I put the green in there with like the plants and stuff. And these dining room chairs too are green. I thought this build was so cute. There was some spots I wasn't really a fan of, but for the most part, I liked this build a lot. The exterior definitely was like top of my game. Like I don't think I've ever had a build look that well on the outside. Like I put time into it. It took 4 hours on the exterior and around 3 hours on the interior. Just because I like to clutter up the interior a lot, so it usually takes a little bit longer. I think it just looks so cozy. But yeah, here I am cluttering up the kitchen like I always do. I love clutter. It makes the builds just look so much better with clutter. So here I'm kind of just finishing up the rest of the kitchen. I do like the way it looks. I do like the way it turns out. I did try to like put some clutter on like the stove you see there. I thought that was so smart. I seen that from, oh gosh, who did that? I think Lil Simsy did that. I could be completely wrong, but I think she did. Yeah, because or maybe I just seen it on TikTok, but it's a very useful trick. You can put something on that left eye of the stove, and the stove is still completely usable. I just think it's a cute little idea. But yeah, here I'm just doing the hallway or the exit to the kitchen or whatever, and then I move right on to the office room that used to be the old kitchen, but I moved it to the office. So I like the windows. I think it gave it like the perfect little office feel because it's like very open and very sunny and good work vibes, you know, like if you work from home you could work in this little office. And it has what did I put in it? I think I put a candle making station in here. I'm not sure what it's called, but I'm pretty sure it was a candle making station. Yeah, I put the candle making station, I put a bookshelf and a chair and obviously the desk. Okay, as you can see here, I thought it was going to be a little bedroom at first. I kind of wanted the house to have like an old grandma and then like the parents and then the children, but I did not end up sticking with that because then that would have been like too much bedroom and not enough like gameplay objects, I guess, because this wall here, it doesn't have a window because I don't know why, but the build accidentally deleted it, or maybe I accidentally deleted it. I don't remember, but yeah, I put the window back in there, make it look okay again, make it look. What is that table? That is not a candle. Oh wait, I do put the candle making table in there. Never mind. Don't mind me. I do put that in there, but and I put some like newspaper on the ground. You'll see in a little bit to kind of make it. Yeah, right here to kind of make it like. lived in. You know what I keep saying, exactly what I keep saying. I like to make it lived in. So that's kind of my excuse for everything in this build. And as you can tell, I put the same exact plant in all of the rooms. Like, I didn't change the plant. Usually I do, and I come to find out that it doesn't really look that well if there's like a whole bunch of different plants. So I tried to keep like the same theme in every single bedroom every single room with the same plants and like the same type of clutter and the same colors and stuff like that. And this build kind of shocked me. I think I did a little bit better on this build than I usually do. So I'm glad for that. Obviously, I'm not going to be complaining about that, but yeah, I was pretty confident in this build. It took a long time, but I was very confident, and I was just kind of ready to get it over with, but I'm glad I didn't skimp out on it. I'm glad I actually took the time and did it. So as I was saying, I guess the dad can kind of be in this room. Like, this can be like the dad's office, and he has like the candle making, and he can have like a little hobby to do and stuff like that. I guess give the guy a storyline. But I should make a family for this build. I do need to start doing that, to make families for my builds, because that would be pretty cute. But I put some certificates on the wall, I guess, to kind of give the feel of like he's a successful man, and he's got obviously some certificates and like graduation, whatever. I don't know what they're called. Diploma. Those are what they're called. Yeah, diploma. So now we're moving on to the parents' bedroom, and I absolutely loved this bedroom. I didn't know what kind of curtains to put in the bedroom, so I just kind of left them without curtains. I don't know if that's like realistic, because obviously their bedroom is right on the porch, so it's like anyone gonna look in, but I don't care. I couldn't figure out cute ones, so I just left it alone. But there's a giant walk-in closet, and I've never used that object before, but I seen that little square space, and I was like, this is perfect. I should put a walk-in closet there. Like, that's like the perfect spot to put one. So I put one in there. I struggled with which one to use, but I ended up figuring out which one to use. And I cluttered up a whole bunch, but yeah, I like this room. This was a pretty cute room. Some of these clutter items that they have in the game are actually really handy and like really cute. Like, they make the house more realistic looking. Like, there is a what is it called? There's like a bunch of them from the kits, but there's a specific one with like the clutter of like mail. Like, that is so realistic. So I usually try to put like a bunch of that stuff in there. And then there's obviously like the mail coat, the mail rack thing that you can set on the wall. There's like keys in debug, I think, somewhere, and there's like coffee mugs and stuff, but it just adds a nice little touch to the build. So now here I am moving on to the bathroom. The bathroom is very sunshiny. I like the natural lighting that's in the bathroom. I feel like natural lighting in bathrooms are just so pretty. It is facing the backyard, so it is kind of still secluded, and nobody can really peek inside. What's his name? Peeping Tom, the NPC that'll peep in your windows. Yeah, they can't really get to the backyard. If you lock the gate that's out there, they won't be able to get into the backyard. So I think it's very realistic having the windows facing out of the bathroom like that with all that lighting. Because obviously no one's gonna look in there. But like I said, again, the clutter in this game is so top tier. Like, I don't even need CC for this stuff. I used to use CC back before they had all the kits, and obviously that's when CC was pretty needed, because like the clutter and stuff, there wasn't really good options for clutter. But now there is so many options, and it makes the game way better. So props to the Sims team for that, because that's amazing. Yeah, I finished up the bathroom, just kind of putting some paintings in here, put a little litter box, because I like to think there is a cat living here as well as a dog. Could be a big dog, could be a small dog, but there is a big dog bed in the living room. And then there's a small bed up onto the second floor, which I guess could be for the cat. But knowing cats, they don't really sleep in beds, they just sleep wherever they want. Sometimes on piles of clothes, like mine does. But here I am moving on to the kids' room. It's a toddler, not a toddler. I keep wanting to say toddler. It's an infant, and a child, and they're both girls. They're both little girls. And on the hallway, I didn't really know what to do with the hallway. I kind of just put a couch and like a lamp and a mirror and like stuff like that. It's just some clutter. Like I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to put. I did put a little reading nook, which was kind of cute, but you'll see that in a bit. I'm not really good at kids' bedrooms. I like to think I'm good, but then again, it's like I struggle. I don't really play a bunch with the kids in this game, just because like I have a really nasty habit of like creating a family and then like playing for like 3 days and then not touching it ever again. And obviously it takes a little more than 3 days of gameplay to have children in this game, unless you're like 100 baby challenging it and then you have like 5 kids in one day. But I don't like to play like that. I like to have set goals for myself, for my sim to do, and I kind of mainly focus on just one single sim, and then any sim in my household is kind of like not really like taking up space, but like they just kind of do their autonomy, like they do their own thing, and I only mainly focus on like the sim I'm doing for like my challenge or like the next heir, like the next generation. I will focus on the kid for the next generation, but like their sibling, never touch them. I let them do whatever they want. They get bad grades, that's on them. I don't care. I do focus a lot on like single sims, and I don't know how people could do rotational gameplay. Like, oh my god, that scares me. I tried to do it one time and I lost it. I completely got so confused on what I was doing and like my goals and stuff, and I had a whole thing in my notes app with like what goals I needed to get done, and it just got really confusing. So I cannot do rotational gameplay, and I props to anyone who can actually do it successfully, because it seems extremely difficult. But hey, you guys do you. We all play this game a little bit differently. I just happen to play it single sims, because I like to focus on one thing. But yeah, that's just kind of how I do it. But here, I moved the crib over, as you can see. I didn't really like the way I put it at first. And that pillow item, I did not know that was in the game. And when I seen that for the first time, I almost screamed. Because like with CC and stuff, the double beds, they have a lot of like covers over them, like blankets and stuff that people make, and they don't have this in the game. They only have that for like CC. So I thought it was super cute with how they added that little pillow there, because it kind of looked like a CC object. Like they've been doing that a lot recently with like the clutter items. They make it look like other people made them, like they actually listen to us. With the objects. They don't really do that for gameplay, but we won't get into that. I don't want them to come for me. I'm sorry. I love your game, please don't. But yeah, I finish up the kids' room, and then I move on to the hallway next. The hallway was pretty straightforward. I mean, it wasn't really anything fancy. I tried to put a fireplace, but obviously I did not at the end, because it was too big and they probably wouldn't be able to walk past it, and then everything would catch fire, and I'm scared of fireplaces. I will admit that. I'm scared to use them. I've had bad trauma from them. But I mean, can you say I'm wrong? Everybody has. Fireplaces are scary, but yeah, I put the mirrors in. But anyways, this video is coming to an end. I appreciate if you are still watching. I highly, highly, highly doubt it, but if you are, let me know. I don't know, type like pickle or something. I don't know, but it would make my day if someone typed pickle in the comments. It would truly, truly make my day. Because it's like it means someone actually cared to watch the entire video. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great night or day or whatever time it is. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.